I'm your host, Emily Mikowski, and we have a very packed show today for you, the most guests we've ever had on the show. So we're going to go ahead and dive right into our very first guest of the show today is the Winnebago County Historical Society, who is here to tell us a little bit more about their organization and what they do. So I'd like to introduce Randy Domer here on behalf of the Winnebago County Historical Society. Thanks so much for joining us today, Randy.
Hi, Emily. It's great to be here.
Yes, it's a pleasure to have you, and we've got a lot to talk about today. Maybe first you can just tell us a little bit of background on the Historical Society, what exactly they are and what they do.
Sure, I'd be glad to. We're a very old organization. We were founded in 1919 by 12 local citizens that felt that local history was worth preserving and wanted to take action. And so the organization started with 12 charter members, and Clarence Olin was our first president, and Arthur Cannonberg was our first secretary-treasurer. Cannonberg later went on to be one of the archaeologists at the museum. And some other names that people in Oshkosh might recognize as notable names in the community: Niall Benke, who became the museum director, was on the board originally, and Rolf Buckstaff from the Buckstaff Observatory and the Buckstaff Lumber Company. And that's
There's
how
a name we can
started.
recognize.
For sure.
Way back in 1919. Amazing.
Right.
So the Winnebago County Historical Society has quite a bit of history to the group itself, but really, what is the role of the society? What do they do?
Sure. Our mission in the community of Winnebago County is to educate and preserve local history, and we do that through various ways. We do it through education, educational programs. We sponsor tours. We have special events, and we publish a quarterly newsletter that's chock full of historical information. So
you're busy.
Preserving the future as the past for the future generations.
Wonderful. And what are some of the things that we might see around Oshkosh that are proof of what you do?
Well, probably, Emily, the most obvious is the Historical Markers Program. You'll see them as you drive around town. A few worth mentioning are the very first marker that was placed in 1921 is in Menominee Park on the shoreline of North Park there. It commemorates Father Alloway conducting the first Catholic Mass in 250th anniversary in 1670, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And so that was the very first marker that was placed. The next would be the Webster Stanley House. You'll see it at the end of Bowen Street. And what made that one special was there was a parade that day. The governor was here, and Chief Oshkosh's granddaughter, Alice Oshkosh, was in attendance as well.
Wow, a lot of really cool things. And I think you do have a list of all the historical markers on your website as well, if we're looking for them.
We're in the process of putting them on our website,
Yes.
but you can Google Winnebago County Historical Markers, and you'll find several sites that offer it.
Wonderful. And your headquarters are located at the Morgan House, right across the street from where we are now at City Hall. We're going to kind of breeze past that because we've got a short interview today, and we
Sure.
have about a minute left. So I want to definitely make sure that we can get these books shown off here. You are a historian yourself, Randy, and you've written 2 books that are all about Oshkosh. Tell us briefly about those.
Sure, thanks. I became interested in local history when I retired from my working years, and I wrote 2 books. The first one, Yesterday in Oshkosh, my hometown, and my most recent one is Oshkosh, Land of Lake Flies, Bubblers, and Squeaky Cheese. And both books feature stories that people from here will relate to: the root beer stands, the movie theaters, everything from the Raditz submarine and frog farms, and you name it, it's in there.
And I love the title, The Squeaky Cheese, Bubblers, and Lake Flies. That's just great.
Yep,
so
it's a catchy title.
A lot of really cool information in there, and they're available at local stores and at our Oshkosh Public Library.
At the library,
as well.
sure.
Yes. So we're just about out of time. It's a nonprofit organization, so if you want to find out more about the Winnebago County Historical Society, where can we go? What's the website, Facebook page?
Sure. Our website is Winnebago County Historical Society.com, and that's a mouthful. But you can also find us at Pie in the Porch on Main Street during the summer farmers market, and we have membership forms there. Just stop and ask for one and enjoy a piece of pie and a cup of coffee.
Hey, well, there's nothing wrong with that, right? We got to get out there and learn a little bit more. So Randy, thank you so much for coming in, telling us a little bit about the Winnebago County Historical Society, and we look forward to seeing all of the great things that are to come from your organization.
That's great. Thanks for having me today.
Yes.
Oshkosh Today was supported in part by the Friends of OCM. and Aurora Healthcare, 855 Northwest Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard. Oshkosh Today.